Today, I'm going to be reacting and doing a breakdown of the new tool-assisted speedrun for Wind Waker. And this run took nearly 4 years for Trog to put together, meaning it is jam-packed full of crazy tricks. So, how fast could a theoretical perfect speedrun beat Wind Waker? Let's jump right into it and find out. Alright, so we are off. Now, this is a no manual super sim task. What that means is we have to actually complete Outset and the early game stuff to be able to progress. Now, even though this is no manual super sim, you're going to see a lot of changes in between how fast a human can do this and how fast a tool-assisted speedrun can do this. Now, I'm going to summarize this first part because there is really nothing to explain, right? Talk to grandma, get the tunic, go up and talk to her sister. She's going to give you the telescope. Then we're going to see this bird cutscene. The pirates are going to arrive, and then we're going to roll up to Orca, where we can finally get our sword. After you obtain the sword, we can now go up to the forest, and this is where you're going to start seeing a lot of the TAS movement that is used when you don't have super swing. So, obviously in Wind Waker, the best form of movement is usually rolling. But you're going to see a lot of this kind of funny back walking right here. So that's called break sliding. So, normally when you are rolling in Wind Waker, you lose your momentum when you're going up a slope. However, if you do a trick called break sliding, which is done by rolling and then targeting and holding a tiny bit down on the analog stick, you can pretty much keep the momentum that you had from the previous roll. So you can see right here, he's able to basically backwards walk or break slide up that entire surface because it's angled upwards. So you would have low speed rolls, but he can maintain that almost full speed all the way up into the forest. So it adds some really cool movement options throughout this. And you can even angle it a little bit by sliding the analog stick. So it's going to be used a lot. Right here, too, he's going to pick up a 20 rupee through that log, jump slash up on that stomp, which is really difficult, I should add, by the way. That is a very precise one. And then we're going to roll into the first combat fight right now, where we have 2 bokoblins. Obviously, done perfectly. 3 attacks and a quick spin to deal all the damage. And the TAS also right here manipulates the RNG to get perfect rupee drops from those bushes. So those 2 bushes right there gave us 10 rupees, which, if you've ever played a Zelda game, you will know. Normally, you do not get 10 rupees from 2 bushes. You would maybe get like 3 or 4 in a normal day. And that pretty much summarizes Outset Island. Like I said, the start of this task is a little bit slow, so I'm going to like fast forward. Because what's going to happen after this is we're going to have this long cutscene with the pirates. Then we're going to roll up all the way to Grandma, talk to her again, go up to the pirate ship, talk to them, finally get put to the ropes. Now, you're going to see that all the text with Nico that is mash text, by the way, is super fast because the task can alternate in between A and B every single frame. So anytime there is instant mash text, you can kind of skip through it instantly. All right. Here, by the way, is the coolest ever ropes that I have ever seen. So if you thought that ropes was impressive by speedrunners not falling down, look at what the TAS does. So what the TAS does right there is he jumps onto the first platform, perfectly lines up these, jumps, and then as you can see right here, if you go frame by frame, he actually grabs the torch, jumps off immediately, and re-grabs it because the rope hasn't had enough time. So he actually multi-jumps on the rope to re-grab it again and re-grabs it a 3rd time. So he's basically jumping on and off the rope, which is building him height and speed and distance, which just barely gets him to fall all the way to the 2nd rope. Then he swings and does a normal swing jump off of this. And he manipulated it in such a way where when he jumps off this rope, the collision of the lantern pushes him to the right. Because without this push, it's not enough for the ledge grab. So it perfectly collides with the lantern collision, so it pushes him to the side, barely giving him access to the grab. The most precise rope game you can ever imagine. It is just incredible. I wish we could do that as humans, but a little bit too reliable on, I guess not necessarily luck, but just precision. Because to get that lined up perfectly, it would just be inhuman. But either way, once we do that, we can get the spoils bag, we can save and quit out of the pirate ship, and then finally head to Forsaken Fortress. Okay, now, Forsaken Fortress time. Let me show you guys the craziest Forsaken Fortress that I have ever seen. It is so good. So, the objective of Forsaken Fortress, first things first, we need to pick up this Gossip Stone for the pirate ship. Now, after I picked up the Gossip Stone, the objective is to pick up some rupees so that we have enough for the sale. And then we need to disable one guard so that his lantern is now looking at the end spot, the final wall, to get to the very end. And once we have that, we want to make it to the end. So first things first, this courtyard section. The hitbox is so broken on these lanterns that he can take such an optimal path that he's literally rolling through the lanterns and somehow not being spotted. But that's not it. We're going to do this backflip window jump, go up here, activate this lantern from below, and then go over here, roll here, and hear a death sound and move on. So what just happened? Well, thankfully, Trog, the developer of this, has blessed us with an additional camera view. So right here is the camera view free cam of what is happening from an upside perspective during this section. So what happens is you roll into this super precise spot, which happens to trigger the cutscene that would normally play when you're at the top. Then, by doing this super precise movement with Link, this guard is going to try and walk up to Link because he's been aggroed because the cutscene started. So with this super precise movement right here with Link, the guard right here is going to go down, jump here, and then by changing Link's direction to the left, the guard jumps to try and attack Link. He can't, tries to grab this ledge, which is ungrabbable because it's a ladder. He falls down and dies from fall damage. So it skips the entire section of that long climb, going up, getting the pot with a stick, and killing him. Because he literally gets manipulated to jump to his own death. It is just insane that Trog was able to figure out how to make that work in that task. So by just crazy manipulation, you're able to make him fall down. RTA viable? If someone were to do that RTA, I would be very impressed. It is very precise. Right here, they're doing a strat that is actually used in RTA. So you can see that, okay, outside of the moonwalking, okay, we're not Michael Jackson. But other than that, you can see that Trog runs up and he picks up a barrel and puts it down immediately. And that's just used because it temporarily shrinks Link's hitbox for being detected by guards. So you can just barely run past them. Right here, though, because the RNG can be manipulated on this guard, he actually stays looking for so long, you don't have to pick up the barrel like we do. Because if you get the luckiest pattern imaginable, where he just stands around there for as long as possible, you can just run past him no problem. Then once we get up to this wall right here, we're going to be sidling. Now this sidling is actually also very, very, very specific. You can see if you look right there next to my webcam, the analog stick is flicking. It's actually doing it in a very strange pattern. Trog, as a little fun fact, made a bot to basically try thousands of simulations on sidling that wall to find the most optimal one. And I think it ran for like 2 weeks or something like that. So he spent weeks of his life to optimize that sliding just to save, I think it was like 1 second. Because you're able to slightly speed up the sliding animation. Because normally he kind of goes fast and then slows down, fast and then slows down because he kind of moves like this. But by flicking the analog stick in a specific pattern, he's able to move a little bit further. But by doing all of that, we're through Forsaken Fortress 1, and that's basically the end of our early game, thank goodness. But first, ad time. I've been working with Manscaped for 3 years now, and they just launched a brand new bundle that is so good, it takes care of all of your grooming needs for every single area. And first in the bundle, for the whole body, is the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, which comes with a great battery life, a beautiful sleek design, but what sets it above the competition is its interchangeable blades. You can either use it like it comes with its dual blade, which always gives you a perfect trim, or you can swap it out with the foil blade, which hands down is the best way to get a clean shaving experience if you want to go perfectly smooth. But it also comes with a trimmer dedicated to your face, which is the Beard Hedger. Now, I tried growing a beard in time for demonstration for this video, which wasn't so successful. But trust me, it's good. It features a titanium-coated stainless steel blade. It has over 20 different length options, which is super easily selectable by just spinning this little wheel, meaning if you want to go for a stubble look, or if you want to go for a full-out beard, this thing is perfect for every single use case. So, no matter where you want to up your grooming game, this bundle is truly perfect. And with Manscaped's 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. So you should check it out right now by heading to manscaped.com/Linkus7, and by using promo code Linkus, you'll get 20% off your order, plus free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description of this video. Thank you so much, Manscaped, for sponsoring this video. But that being said, let's get back into the video. So, at Windfall, we only have one real objective, which is to go as quickly as possible through this island, pick up enough rupees to buy the sail, and then make our way to Dragon Roost, where we'll finally get the Wind Waker, and, you know, the game is going to open up, because that's basically, if you don't know, the Wind Waker is the main item in Wind Waker that basically is behind every single major glitch. Now, since this is a no manual Super Swim task, you're going to see that he's going to be Super Swimming the same way humans will. I'm gonna add that in quotation marks because it is a lot more impressive and precise than humans. So, the first objective right now of this task, just like it would be for a human run, is to get bombs. So, a human would normally get a bunch of area fields, get a chest storage, and then make our way to Outset, where the pirate ship is going to be. Now, I'm actually able to put up this map right here, so you can actually see where we're super swimming. So we start at Dragon Roost, and we're going to super swim all the way to Outset. And at Outset, the pirate ship is still going to be there. However, it's going to be so fast. So I'm going to have to do this in slow motion. But basically what happens right here is we want to be able to make it up the pirate ship somehow. But the pirate ship is a tall ship, and we do not have any way to get up. Normally, you could get the leaf or something like that, but we don't want that. So, by super swimming with a text box open on the screen, what Trog does is he super swims onto the ground, and then get in front of this door, and then cancels the text dialogue when starting opening this door. That gives you a glitch called door storage, which changes your collision to basically giving you no clip. Once you have that, Trog is going to super swim up this pirate ship, and by perfectly aligning himself alongside the wall of the pirate ship, he is just going to start swimming up the wall, land, and then by side walking, so he's not walking directly towards it, he will walk up the side of the pirate ship, and because he has basically no clip, he can just side hop through the wall into the loading zone, activating the pirate ship. And because we already beat Forsaken Fortress 1, the game goes, oh, it has to be Pirate Ship 2, so it places the bombs inside of it. Yes, so we are able to get bombs without robbing the bomb store owner. That is correct. Oh yeah, we have more ropes. I actually don't know. I actually have not looked at this ropes. Let's see if it's any different. Just perfection. I'm at least slightly glad to see that I can basically match the task right here for these ropes. Okay, maybe not exactly. I don't know what the hell he just did there, but I'm assuming some slight optimization by a few frames by landing closer to the ground. But anyways, okay, some shenanigans by slowing down and re-grabbing that rope. But anyways, we get through the rope section, and then we pick up the bombs. And now, we are, believe it or not, only missing 2 items to beat the game. The only items that are necessary to beat the game now is the Deku leaf, which is used for magic and for flying, and then the Quiver. And the Quiver is going to be used so you actually can use the light arrows towards the end of the game. So after we picked up the bombs right here, we're going to perform a save and quit. And this should put us back to Windfall Island, because the game still thinks that we should be at Windfall. Should just put it back right there. Now, once we're here, we're gonna get the fastest storage I've ever seen. Okay, so we get storage by falling off of that ledge, and then he gets door cancel again. Okay, I'm sorry. What? Did anyone follow what just happened? I feel like I blinked and I missed everything. I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. Wait. I'm sorry. What? I did not pre-watch this whole task. I'm so lost. Okay, so he gets storage right here, which is done by falling with the Wind Waker in the hand and then canceling it 3 frames before you land, just like a human does. Not at this spot, though. Then he stores the text box and does that to get double storage. That can be used to get door cancel. So then he uses this to, oh my god, it's for movement. So this first part is just for movement. He, while having super swim speed, slides up here, gets pushed up by this bush, slides along the floor right here to faster get to this door. Then he opens the door and cancels it with the text dialogue. So now he has this, like, precise collision. Then he gets another storage. Oh, okay, I get it. So so this whole section, the first part is just to quicker get door cancel. So he gets door cancel to change his collision, and then he gets storage with a text box again. And this is so that he can super swim and skip a cutscene. I know that was a lot to understand, but just to simplify, we can now do a cutscene skip while super swimming, while having messed up collision. So that whole first section was literally just to get to a door quicker, to save a few seconds. And then we're going to super swim, and you're going to see super swims from Windfall all the way down to the bottom right. And the cutscene he's going to skip right here is going to Forest Haven. What? Okay, what? Hold on, what? Okay, hold on, what? Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, so we super... So normally what would happen here... So actually, let's start here by trying to simplify things. What would happen in an RTA run, I'll put some footage up on the screen right now, is we would super sim to Forest Haven with the same technically glitch setup. And when we get here, it's going to load the cutscene. You're going to see that we kind of pop in place because it loads the cutscene for one frame, then we skip it. And then we swim to the ledge and we kind of climb up the island. What Trog does instead is while the island is loading, he swims underneath the island. The water pushes him up to the top of the island. He lands on the wall for a few frames. And then he... Oh, I get it. He takes out the Wind Waker on the same frame the cutscene is supposed to play, which skips him being teleported to the water, which is what happens for a human. Then immediately after the cutscene has been skipped because he took out the Wind Waker, he starts to fall on the side of the island because he's on a slope. And then he starts mashing jump slashes, which lets him hover up on the side of the island, which normally for human requires his whole setup to get there. So he can then get to the top and void out. Because then we get put back to the top when we void out there. And we can now go into the inside to do Deku cutscene skip. Not the same Deku cutscene skip though as we usually do. So normally I would jump down, activate the cutscene normally, and push the Chews out of bounds. If you've ever seen one of my speedruns, I usually like push them out of bounds to try and get crushed by the chin. What is Trog gonna do? Trog... Oh no, I know what he's gonna do. Okay, so he's gonna throw bombs to kill them, and then he's gonna get crushed by the lip. Okay, so instead of... Okay, so basically what happens there is he bongs the tree so it makes all the Chews fall down, and then the bombs basically, like, kill the Chews on the ground. So he doesn't have to push them out of bounds like I do. And then at the same exact time as the Chews died from the bombs, he gets crushed by the lip and the nose, which voids him out and respawns him at the top to skip the cutscene. That is so much faster than the human RTA method, but I mean, like, no way you can manipulate them to do that. Okay. Now we're on the outside, and then we're gonna get storage. Now, I actually know what we're going to do right here. Right here, what the objective is, I'll put the map up again. Right here, the objective is to go and get the Quiver. This is one of the only tricks that used to be TAS only that can be done RTA or by a human, but it is super difficult and precise. It is a huge run killer. So the goal right now is to get into Thorn Ferry to get the Quiver. However, The problem with this island is that the only way to access it is to get the skull hammer, because you need to hammer down a bunch of vines. So what Trog has to do, and what a human has to do if they want to attempt it, that's why it's considered a YOLO strat, is the island has to be half loaded, where you can see the collision is loaded, the loading zone is loaded, but not everything is loaded in place yet. So the vines are here, but the collision is not. So then you can slide past the vines, enter the loading zone right before the full load takes place. And that lets you get inside of the island to get the quiver without having the skull hammer. It's a super precise trick because the time in between an island being half loaded and fully loaded is like a split second. So if you don't have the perfect angle for it, your run is just dead. Like there's nothing around it. But yeah, that is one of the strats that has started to be used in an RTA setting, actually, believe it or not, because we are desperate for time saves. Then after that, we are going to go ahead and go here. You can actually leave this by just doing a precise jump slash. You can get storage on that little spike right there. And this is going to be used to super swim again. The objective should just be to get to Forsaken Fortress as quickly as possible to get to the end of the game, because there's technically nothing more that we need anymore in the game in terms of items. Now, this should be the same as we do as a human, so we would just want to climb up here normally. Okay, I take it back. This is... What? Not the same as a human. Okay, so instead of running up the wall, he keeps the super swim. So he keeps going in precise angles, but I don't get it. How did he go through the wall without losing the speed? So he does a wall clip here, and somehow he doesn't enter the water, but he clips into the next wall and maintains his speed. And then he just keeps walking with all of the speed up the entire ramp into the loading zone. That is so fast. That is so freaking fast. Because normally, obviously, as a human, we would have to, like, cancel out our speed and manually walk up that whole thing. Yeah, that does look the movement of after doing a BLJ in Mario 64. That is so cool. Well, that's it. Now we're in Helmaroc. And now we have every single item to beat the game. Now, for the Helmaroc fight, there is like 1,000 ways to skip Helmaroc, so let's see which method the TAS chooses to use. Are we gonna moon jump all the way up? Nope. Oh, okay. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so we're going to charge up a super swim in the water. Oh my god, look at that camera view right there. You charge up a super swim, and then you're going to walk up the entire way, leave with camera lock, clip out of bounds. Oh my god. What? Oh, wait, I have to watch that again, but I have to watch it from the perspective of, like, the free cam right here. Okay. Okay, so the super sim starts. I'm gonna watch the free cam instead. Okay, so right above me, you have the free cam. Okay, so we charge up a super swim, and then you're angling the super swim on the ground to maintain the speed all the way up. Okay, so we get to the top, and then we do a jump forward, take out the leaf, grab this wall, do a roll clip right there to clip out of bounds. Then while walking with camera lock, you roll out of bounds, crawl under the wall, roll up on the other side, and you skip the cutscene and the whole fight. That is crazy. What a crazy skip for the fight. Yeah, I do not think a human is going to do that anytime soon. By the way, quickly before we continue and get into Hyrule, can we just get a quick shout out to Trog for, like, providing these, like, special angles to get a better visual representation of what we're doing? Because for some of these tricks, I would have no idea what's happening without those. So huge shout out to Trog for making this task and for, like, the extra camera angles. Absolutely incredible. All right. Anyways, we're now on to the final cutscenes of the game. So let's head down to Hyrule and let's see how the finale of this task looks like. All right, so we're gonna get out of the boat, and then we're gonna do Hyrule clip? No way. No way. Okay, so this is a glitch that's been known since like 2010 or whatever, but it is not usually ever faster for a human, but I guess it's a TAS. So if you walk inside of Hyrule, you have to watch a cutscene showcasing like the inside and the interior of Hyrule. But you can do this incredibly precise out of bounds clip to get into the railing, then on top of that water, and then on top of that roof, because they actually have collision to get around the entirety of Hyrule, which lets you get to the other side without going inside. So I guess he's gonna do that. And then the... and then the fastest barrier skip of all time. Okay. Yeah, so basically how this barrier skip works is when you get up to the knockback part of the barrier, because there's two parts. There's a knockback part that knocks you back, and then there's an invisible wall. So by taking out the Wind Waker on the same frame that knockback part of the barrier interacts with you, you can interact and skip that effect. And then here is the new barrier skip that I covered in my like Wind Waker speedrun explained about the new route that humans do. We do the same thing, but obviously with a setup where he takes out a bomb, drops it over his head, and the bomb just pushes you through. It's incredibly precise. I should like clarify. It is beyond precise. So a human can technically do that with a sword slash now too. So you can do that with a sword slash or with the bombs. And we use bombs for faster sliding. So while doing the brake sliding, he's dropping bombs because the bomb collision is pushing him forward. And obviously perfect magic drops right there. Sliding through this whole thing. Dude, this is so unreal how fast this is. Gets through the whole thing, and now we are in Ganon's tower. All right, now we got trial skip coming up. I feel like trial skip might be one of the only things that might actually seem normal. Okay, almost. A little bit faster than a human, but it works by the same fundamental idea. Drop a bomb, go towards the bomb, and then get pushed out of bounds. Moonwalking up the whole staircase, of course. Just for some faster movement. Now, we're actually going to have to get the light arrows here, believe it or not. So, the idea with the no manual super sim category that both humans and this TAS follows is pretty much a no BS category. Is kind of the idea of it. It basically means it removes the most difficult and RNG-based tricks in the game. So no manual super sim removes obviously the manual super sim glitch at the start, and it also removes puppet Ganon skip. And the idea of that whole trick is that you are able to speedrun Wind Waker without the two most difficult glitches, which is what this trick and TAS follows. So we're actually gonna have to pick up the light arrows here. Order is always the same though: down, left, up, left, right, up. We're gonna follow that. Yeah, they're always unlocked. You don't actually have to kill Phantom Ganon. He just shows you, like, the order of the maze. But if you know it, you can just get through it super quickly. Oh, that's so cool. I know what he's gonna do. So right here, this is the chest that gives you the light arrows. He's going to do a chest storage and then enter the loading zone while, like, the screen is invisible to skip the opening animation. That's literally all that skips. Oh my god. So even though he has light arrows, to save time, to not have to kill like Ganon right there and throw the sword to break the wall, he's going to manipulate Phantom Ganon to go against that wall right there, jump with his sword to get above it, and then fly grab the wall to be able to ledge clip through it. Oh my god, the coolest trick of them all. Pig slide. So this trick is one of the oldest glitches in Wind Waker, but it's never used because it's too RNG based. Okay, I have to go over this. Okay, so there's a glitch that's been known since like 2010, where if you ice a pig and then pick him up right at the same time as he unfreezes, you will start being pushed around and sliding around. But it is all, the direction you slide is all dependent upon the way that the pig is trying to walk. So as a human, you can't use it. But by manipulating the pig to only run away from you, he can use it to get super speed. And then he uses a bomb to push himself through that wall just like barrier skip, and then jump into the loading zone, skipping every single enemy. That's crazy. What an insane room, dude. What a crazy room. Do you think he's going to out-snipe the Swedish sniper? No, believe it or not, this section that's coming up right here for Puppet Ganon is not from the TAS. This is a recording that I made and sent to Trog. Trust me, okay? This is 100% going to be a live recording from one of my runs. Yeah, let's see how the TAS does Puppet Ganon, shall we? All right, so let's see here. So, what are we going to do? There is 3 phases. Let's see. Okay, 1 shot. We're actually waiting. Oh, so we could get storage. Okay. So, he kills the first phase, and he activates storage. Oh, Trog actually provided some extra footage here. Okay, so he gets storage, and what having storage here does is it lets the cutscene play out while you have control over Link. So you can play the game while the cutscene is happening. So while this cutscene is happening right here, you can see right here that we're going to take damage right here with bombs. Get down to 1/4 of a heart. And then, no way. Wait, we're going to start sniping in mid-cutscene? Wait. All 3 shots done mid-fight. And then for the 3rd phase, it doesn't even let the cutscene. End of cutscene, triple shot in the air. That is by far the fastest Puppet Ganon you will ever see. Totally RTA viable for sure. So I want to remind you, if you were to try and do that RTA, you would not have that extra perspective we just got there from Trog, of that perspective up there. Meaning you would have to do all of those shots blind. Definitely viable for the Swedish sniper though, right? All right, and then after the cutscene, we're going to do a little rope hover here. So you can actually go further than humans. A human can hover about 70% of this rope, and then you have to stop. But if you alternate the pace of the mashing, you can get to the very top. But it becomes so inconsistent that we don't really go for it as humans. Okay? Wait, what? Wait, no. Oh my god. Okay. Hold on. No way. Oh, wait, this is such a flashback to like 2017 Wind Waker HD speedruns if you ever watched them. There is no way. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. That is crazy. Okay, so let me break down what happens here. That is crazy. Okay, so there is no way to get up to this final platform without the hook shot. So a human would do this. And I'll put some footage up on the screen right now, is you get to the 2nd highest platform, and then you shoot a fire arrow on a morph. And if you get good RNG, the morph will bounce far and burn this pot lid off. Then, what you do is you basically blow a 2nd morph onto this platform, go up, shoot the morph, die, zombie hover, and land on the heart. And that lets you survive the hover, get an extra, get the heart piece up, and do all of that. But instead of having to do 2 hovers and be slow, what Trog does is she shoots an arrow to break the pot with the fairy instead. He starts a zombie hover. Now, this fairy is completely RNG based. He will fly in any random direction. But the advantageous part of a fairy is that when it's about to despawn from the game, it flies up into the sky and then despawns. Which means that he can catch the fairy at a higher location. All the way up here. So it means he can skip the 2nd heal. He can just fly to the final platform, land right here, and go straight into the Ganon fight. That's crazy. This could technically be done by RTA. If you want to get an unbeatable world record and you want to hunt for like a 1 in 1,000 chance, that would be possible. Believe it or not, out of this whole task, that is the one thing that a human could theoretically do. If you want the worst RNG trick of all time, you could go for that. Because if you nail that like 1 in 1,000 fairy revive, it's pretty much unbeatable because it's so luck-based. All right, final boss fight time. Let's see how quickly the TAS can take down Ganon. Okay, you're gonna roll up. This is already different. 4 spin attacks. Activate. No way. Okay, so he attacks Ganon 4 times during an unattackable phase, which gives him an additional parry, which does enough damage to be able to one-cycle him. And then he's force manipulating attacks that lets him parry without having to wait for him. Talks to Zelda. No way. And he's gonna have Ganon hit her, I think. If Zelda gets hit, that's it. Time. Oh my god. Okay. If Zelda gets hit while she's charging up her arrow shot, she will get, like, she will flinch and, like, panic shoot out the arrow, but not towards you. And if that happens, I guess he lines it up so perfectly that the arrow hits Link while she's getting hurt. Look. Bam. Hits the shield, reflects back on Ganon, and he's able to finish it off. And that's it. That is the Wind Waker no manual Super Sim TAS. Now, for context, this TAS took 58 minutes and 22 seconds. My timer at the top is slightly off, but the final time was 58 minutes and 22 seconds. A human, the world record for the same category is 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 59 seconds. So despite, like, half of this, like, entire speedrun being cutscenes and manual super swim, which is the most advantageous task strap being banned, the task still saves 10 minutes on those minor optimizations, despite having to follow the same route. So same route, but better optimizations, 10 minutes of time save. But yeah, so the question, how fast can you beat Wind Waker if played perfectly without manual super swimming? The answer, in under 1 hour. Incredible run. I want to give a massive shout out to Trog for letting us react and break down this task, and for working on this task. He spent literally 4 years, I think it was, 3 or 4 years on this task. So huge shout out to Trog for making this, and thank you so much at home if you enjoyed this video and for watching, and for everyone who's watching this live on Twitch as well. If you want to see more awesome content like this, be sure to click on the screen right now because I'll have 2 more amazing videos. But yeah, so that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. Really appreciate that. And I will see you all in the next one. Later, everybody. Bye-bye.